Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you, and I'm here today to talk to you about the 12VHPWR, 12VH power cable, whatever you want to call it, just the hot topic in the news at the moment. Now, from what I've seen, it does appear to be that it's all pretty much centered on the adapter cable that comes with the graphics cards. And if I'm completely honest, if you go and check all of my other reviews, I've never actually liked it. But I've always said about that in the aesthetics point of view, because I always thought that NVIDIA could have done the braid better. I thought they could have made those cables longer so that you could have hid them and you didn't have to see the connectors. There was lots of things about it I've just not liked. Now we're getting issues like this. I'm just very much at the point where take it out of the box, throw it away, go and find other sources to be able to do it. Now, Corsair did have a power cable which has received some attention in the news as well. Now, one of the things I do want to say is I keep seeing people calling it the 16-pin power cable, and I probably would have said that myself as well. But because I listen to John Girout, aka Johnny Guru, I'm now going to refer to it as the 12 plus 4-pin cable. Now, he's now giggling away at home when he's watching this. Some of you out there aren't going to know what I'm going on about, but maybe we'll just keep that as a joke that I probably shouldn't have drawn attention to. But we call it the 12 plus 4. So, there are obviously other ways that you can go about it. Corsair brought one out which went into their power supply. But one of the things that is coming is some stuff from CableMod. Now, with CableMod, this isn't a paid video or anything like that. I just actually genuinely like the boys and I actively use their products. Now, what they are bringing to market are direct replacement individual cables, which are the 12 plus 4 into your power supply PCI Express connectors. Now, that can be either 3 8-pins or 4 8-pins. 3 8-pins maybe for like the older model graphics cards, or even if we ever see a 4080, because it's technically 450 watt. But then this one is the 600 watt, which obviously should be okay for the 4090. And they sell them direct replacement for an awful lot of brand of power supplies. So we're talking about like Be Quiet, EVGA, Seasonic, there's Asus cables on there as well. Some of the Asus cables link into the old Corsair pin out. They do an awful lot of Corsair power supplies as well. But you can go on the website, they've got a configurator, you can just go and get them. And you can just buy this as a single upgrade cable if you like, or they do them bundled in with complete cable kits as well. This is actually a complete cable kit in here for one of these power supplies. And effectively, it's just all individually braided. You get the lovely cable combs on everything. It's just a really nice cable upgrade. And if you've not had a CableMod kit, then for an off-the-shelf, don't have to go and get it specially made. It's beautiful. I mean, even this one where they've had to put the 2 wires into 1 wire in the way that they've done the heat shrink and stuff, it's quite aesthetically pleasing, so it's very nice. Now, I don't have any large wattage power supplies with the 12 plus 4 pin on it yet that would work with the 4090. So I've been using the HX 1500i, which is why I have this. This is a HX 1500i kit. So these are the reasons why I've done that. Like I've said, you can get different colors. I've got white, obviously, because I am a white fanboy. Then I've got red and black as well, because, you know, website colors, splash of color. It's not going to be too offensive. Gives me multiple uses with the testing that I'm going to be doing. So obviously I don't do fancy flashy builds. I prefer to do the testing side of things. But there are going to be a lot of power supplies that are going to come through in the not too distant future with the 12 plus 4 pin cable on it, and they have a 12 plus 4 pin to 12 plus 4 pin cable as well. So it's literally one end to one end. It's quite simple. It means that if your power supply doesn't necessarily support or gets full support for replacement cable kits, you can still get the main one that you're going to see in your rig anyway. Now, this is the first one that I've had with, which is ATX3, and it's the V850 by Cooler Master, which does have, we're going to call it the 12 plus 4 pin cable on it, which meant I could just plug this in. It's only 850 watts, so you're not going to see me plugging it into a 1490 anytime soon. But I've also got white and the black and red cables for this as well. Now in the photos you'll see that I sat them outside of the case. Mainly that was so that you could see the cables connected, and it was just a bit easier for photos and for me to be able to show you. But also with the case that I use for my testing, technically I haven't got enough room for the bend. They do say you should have straight cable for 35mm before you start to slope it off. Now I'm not going to say what you follow their guide, genuinely follow their guide. I didn't when I tested. Maybe I just got lucky. Obviously at the time we weren't really told anything. I just made it tidy and closed the door. With these cables I most definitely couldn't. You would need a little bit more room because obviously the cards are quite fat and wide as well. It would be much easier if you had a vertical mount, because obviously once it's vertically mounted you're going to get your 35mm of straight before the loop starts. So you could say it's a good reason to go vertical. I'm just going to say just go careful. But here is the kicker. In this case right now I won't have enough room to be able to do this. But as I've said, this is the first installment of what I was going to do with CableMod, and there is going to be an upgrade because they are going to be releasing a 90-degree adapter. I cannot stress enough how this adapter could be the answer to everyone's prayers, including Nvidia's. Because if it takes the bend away and then you can just dangle your cables from it, as long as they get that connector itself solidly built enough, then I genuinely don't see where you can have any tilt and twist problems. The only thing that I have thought about is you're not going to be able to clip it in because the bend is going to be there. So I think they might have to make it more of a press fit rather than a click fit. So you're going to have to make sure you push it home, but I don't know because I've not seen one. But I'm hoping in my head that's where they've gone. They're going to make it much more of a press fit, and then you just push your connector in from underneath. And if they build that connector right, I can genuinely see Nvidia shipping that out with the graphics cards as well, and like Asus will probably be on the phone to them with adapters, or no, like wanting to buy it. I hope they've patented it, because it could be, like I said, the answer to all our prayers. And what that will mean is these connectors, all of these cables that we've got today, will literally just clip in and go underneath like this, and it will mean that you'll be able to use it in a thinner case. You won't need to worry about that big loop. It could actually be the holy grail. And as I've said, this wasn't a paid video, which is why I haven't said it. I just get on with the CableMod guys, and I actually got excited about something that actually could, for a change, be some good news in the industry, in that a small little adapter cable could stop all of this hate and, like, I'm not going to say scaremongering because people are scared, but maybe just calm things down for a little bit, because I'm an active enthusiast for the PC community. So I think that with all of our expertise between us, we should be working to try and resolve problems. Like, yeah, okay, maybe Nvidia shouldn't have used that connector on these graphics cards. Maybe they should have used two. Who knows? But one thing I don't like is when there's lots of people moaning and whinging and no one coming up with any actual like ways around it. Do you want to see loads of 8 pins down the back of the graphics cards? Yeah, I actually think that could look okay as well. You'd get even less case support though if you were to do that, but it could be that a simple little 90-degree adapter could fix everything. And if it does, fair play to them. I genuinely hope they've got that factory ready to ramp that production up, because I think for at least the next 6 months they're not going to be able to make them quick enough. But anyway, as I've said, beautifully made cables. Gives you guys at home both options for 3000 series, 4090, yes, if you've already got one, but also the graphics cards that could be getting launched as well. And it's the first proper custom nice one that I've seen that has the ability to appease some problems, but then once the adapter comes, you're just going to end up with something like amazingly beautiful down the side of your case. And like with this case, I'd actually start to think about chopping holes in the power supply cover just so that I can have a perfectly straight line going down it. And I never normally do that, but these are really nice. Anyway, I hope I've got my point across. Yes, I am sat on the fence with splinters in my bum. And that's because I don't want to be seen to support, but at the same time, I can't be bothered with all this negativity and stuff. There's enough people doing it already. So let's just stick to the positive and get back to the most important thing. And that is enjoying our rigs and the games that we get to play and the benchmarks that we get to do that bring us joy, rather than going on about all the negative crap, because there's enough of it in the world already. So, for now at least, this has been the tiniest one. I will be back with an update when I get the 90-degree bends, because I know I'm getting some. I've already sorted it out, and I'm actually really looking forward to it as well. So, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been Tiny Tom Logan. Ding! I love you, sis. Someone said the other day, is that because she does the editing? Sadly not, but it was a nice gesture.